In a town where power once silenced the voiceless, secrets refused to remain hidden. Marcus Cole, a decorated former Special Forces sniper, vanished to protect his family, leaving his daughter Jasmine to believe her hero was gone forever. Yet when a system built on privilege and corruption began to target her, Jasmine's resolve shone through, revealing the courage and tactical insight inherited from her father. As injustice spurred a long-overdue reckoning, a network of deceit unraveled, exposing the harsh reality behind the veneer of authority. Welcome to Acts of Kindness Stories. In this narrative of resilience and truth, witness how one young woman's determination challenges an entrenched system, inspiring change and redefining what it means to fight for justice. Marcus Cole's return had set in motion a chain of events that would forever change the fabric of Westfield Academy and the corrupt power structures woven into its community. Jasmine, a determined scholarship student from a modest background, had long endured subtle yet relentless harassment from those born into privilege. Daily, her classmates, led by the smug Blake Anderson and his entourage of entitled friends, made their disdain unmistakably clear through dismissive sneers, deliberately sabotaged schoolwork, and humiliating pranks that went unchecked by administrators more concerned with maintaining their own reputations than protecting vulnerable students. At school, Jasmine's insightful contributions in class discussions only deepened the resentment from her tormentors. In a critical AP English session, while her thoughtful analysis of Toni Morrison's work drew unexpected praise from Ms. Roberts, Blake's underhanded antics, such as knocking her books off her desk, underscored a twisted belief that her presence was an affront to the established order. When a series of racial slurs were discreetly scrawled inside her locker and a fake social media profile spread vile, untrue rumors about her, the dismissive responses from school officials stoked a fire within her. Jasmine's brave reports to both her teachers and the administration were met with half-hearted reassurances and bureaucratic deflections. The system that was meant to nurture talent instead seemed designed to keep her isolated and intimidated. Back home, the tension was palpable. Jasmine's mother, now forced to confront the harsh reality that her daughter was being systematically targeted, clung to every scrap of evidence gathered over weeks of torment. A dossier of screenshots, dates, and witness accounts that painted a damning picture of a school environment where nepotism and corruption reigned supreme. It was in this crucible of despair and determination that Marcus Cole, whose military career had been shrouded in mystery and sacrifice, re-entered their lives. His homecoming was not just a personal reunion. It was a calculated, almost surgical intervention against an oppressive establishment. Though Jasmine had long believed her father lost to the perils of a covert past, his sudden reappearance was imbued with an unmistakable resolve to dismantle the systemic abuse that had left his daughter emotionally scarred and marginalized. Marcus quickly began assessing every vulnerability, both in the physical infrastructure of the academy and within its corrupt leadership. With a calm precision honed over decades in hostile environments, he scrutinized security flaws and developed a counter-strategy that involved covertly gathering further evidence. In hushed meetings with a trusted detective, Detective Lewis, and with the reluctant backing of a few sympathetic insiders, Marcus mapped out the intricate network of influence that shielded Blake Anderson and his cohorts. Every encounter was recorded, every dubious administrative decision documented, until the collective weight of the evidence became undeniable. At school, while Blake and his clique continued their petty power plays, sabotaging classroom experiments and posting inflammatory messages on social media, the mood began to shift imperceptibly at first. Jasmine, emboldened by her father's silent lessons on strategy and restraint, started to channel her own pain into advocacy. She began speaking with peers in hushed confidences, connecting with other students who had similarly suffered under the weight of favoritism and neglect. Slowly, the narrative began to change from one of isolated bullying to a broader, systemic indictment. The walls of indifference that had long protected the privileged few began to crack under the pressure of truth and accountability. In parallel, Marcus's investigations revealed unsettling links between the school's administration and local political elites. Principal Edwards, once seen as a benign authority figure, was now exposed as a willing accomplice in suppressing complaints that threatened the status quo. Mayor Thompson, whose public persona exuded control and affability, was implicated in orchestrating policies that ensured the school's hierarchy remained impenetrable, a safeguard for his own lucrative ventures and political ambitions. As the compiled evidence mounted, it became clear that the harassment of students like Jasmine was not an isolated series of unfortunate incidents but part of a broader scheme to marginalize those who dared to challenge a rigged system. With every piece of corroborated evidence, the stakes grew higher. Marcus arranged discreet meetings with local media and community activists, ensuring that every instance of injustice was brought to light without compromising the integrity of the investigation. In classrooms, in staff meetings, and across the corridors of Westfield Academy, murmurs of dissent began to replace the long-held acceptance of authority. A once unyielding edifice of power now trembled under the force of a united community determined to reclaim its dignity. Jasmine herself became an unexpected catalyst for change. Despite the emotional toll, she emerged as a spokesperson, not out of a desire for revenge, but from an earnest need for reform. Her measured testimony in a series of private school board meetings, where she detailed each instance of bullying and neglect, resonated deeply with educators and parents alike. Her words, sincere and reflective, underscored a painful reality, that when systems fail their most vulnerable members, it is the duty of the community to stand together in pursuit of justice and equality. At the heart of this transformative campaign was the lesson that real strength lies not in physical violence, but in the relentless pursuit of truth and accountability. Marcus, whose every action was tempered by years of training and hard-won experience, made it clear that the objective was not to wreak indiscriminate havoc, but to strategically dismantle the support structures that allowed corruption to flourish. His interventions, whether neutralizing immediate threats in the field or methodically uncovering financial irregularities and unethical practices, were designed to create leverage and force those in power to confront their own complicity. In an atmosphere charged with both hope and tension, Detective Lewis played a crucial role in maintaining the balance between exposing the truth and ensuring public safety. His careful navigation of legal channels, even as he cooperated with Marcus's unorthodox methods, underscored a commitment to justice that transcended the corrupt norms of the past. Together, they created a blueprint for resistance that was as pragmatic as it was inspiring, a testament to the idea that even in the face of overwhelming adversity, a measured, evidence-based approach could catalyze systemic change. Through it all, Jasmine's unwavering determination shone like a beacon. Every hostile encounter, every dismissive remark from those in power, only steeled her resolve to fight for a school environment where merit, not privilege, determined one's worth. Her journey from a beleaguered student to an articulate advocate for reform became a rallying cry for those long silenced by an inequitable system. As her story spread, more students stepped forward to share their own experiences of injustice, slowly but surely dismantling the insidious network of favoritism that had once ruled their lives. Now, in the midst of unfolding investigations and rising public scrutiny, Westfield Academy found itself at a crossroads. The very institutions that had once seemed invincible were now forced to reckon with the consequences of decades of neglect and abuse. Every secret uncovered by Marcus, every recorded testimony provided by Jasmine, served as a reminder that change, while arduous, was not only possible, it was imperative. The relentless pursuit of justice and the courage to expose systemic failures had ignited a movement, one that promised to transform not just a school, but an entire community built on the foundations of fairness, respect, and accountability. Welcome back to Acts of Kindness Stories, where the power of truth and the strength of a united community are forging a path toward lasting change. In the wake of the transformation at Westfield Academy, the once unyielding pillars of injustice began to crumble. The courage of one determined student and the strategic intervention of a father who never truly left lit a spark of hope throughout the community. As evidence mounted and voices long silenced rose in unison, those responsible for the abuse of power were held accountable. The ripple effect of their brave stand reached far beyond school walls, inspiring a movement that embraced transparency, fairness, and a commitment to protect every individual's right to learn and thrive. In this hard-fought victory, Jasmine's perseverance and Marcus Cole's tactical wisdom reminded everyone that the strength of a community is measured not by the wealth or influence of its leaders, but by its resolve to stand together in the face of corruption and bullying. Now, the story continues as families, educators, and students unite to rebuild trust and reimagine a future free from oppression, a future where every voice is valued. The legacy of this struggle is not just in the dismantling of an unjust system, but in the empowerment of those who choose kindness, truth, and education as their weapons for change. If this journey has moved you, please like, share, and leave a comment with your thoughts. Help us reach 10,000 subscribers on Acts of Kindness Stories, so that together, we can spread the message of hope and resilience even further. Your support is the catalyst for more inspiring stories of positive change.